Come on. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday morning for most of you, afternoon to our East Coast friends. You're here on the Old College Try. We're back trying to find some weekly winners on the college football gridiron. We've already made it to week 10. It's incredible. Can't believe we're already here. But here we are on the Old College Try, part of the Betting News Network, powered by our lovely sponsors at Bet Online. They're switching up the QR code on me, but it's right here. Click right there for a 55% deposit bonus in your Bet Online account using promo code BNBOL55. Colby Marcio is over there falling asleep at the wheel because he was watching 18 innings of baseball last night.
2 games. They spoiled us.
How long was that game?
6 hours.
Oh,
I think I
Hey,
saw
that
it was like
was-
the second longest postseason game of all time.
Yes, and the other longest was Game 3 of the 2018 World Series in that exact ballpark.
Wow.
when Freddie hit the grand slam?
No, that was Max Muncy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Last year, I think it was the 10th with Freddie.
Oh, that was just last year. Yeah.
Recency bias. It's a
Yeah.
weird drug.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
drug. Quite the game last night in Game 3 of the World Series. Colby will be talking all things about
We'll
the
try not
MLB
to mention
Game
it in
4
this show.
tonight on the pickoffs, so stick around for an hour. But for now, we're talking college football. Nate Hornung joined with Colby Marcio and Kate Constable as always. Kate, how you doing on this Tuesday? You did not stay up watching the game.
I did not. I fell asleep during it. The game was on the TV, so when Freddie hit the home run, my husband screamed and woke me up, and so I was.
Oh, my God.
I
He
was a
woke
part of
you
it.
up?
What? Yeah, the
woke
guy
you-
does not care at all. I mean, he had the lights on. I felt like didn't even turn the lights off. I fell asleep with the lights on, TV on, in like the
Wow, you're literally living Jess's dream minus the screaming.
14th inning. Yeah, I usually can't fall asleep that way. Like it was just a special occasion because it was, the World Series. So I let him keep the lights on.
Absolutely.
I would like to make one statement here
Yeah.
as somebody
Please.
with a significant
Start us
other
off.
that he lives with. She wishes the TV was always on.
Oh,
And
hell
like-
no.
And I'll like turn it on. Shaggy's that way. I
That's
know
me.
Shaggy's that
Mhm.
way.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely.
she's like, can we leave it on? I go, I'm going to bed. She goes, it's always about you. I go, how am I supposed to sleep?
That is my argument.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes, Colby. That's what you got to
I
do.
turn the fan on. And then she's like, it's going to get cold. I go, it's facing the other way. I need the sound.
I need the sound. Yeah, I can't sleep with TVs on, so I'm with you. Like, if he wants to watch TV, I say then you need to go in the other room because this is the sleeping room. Like, this is where the bed is. I can't go in the other room and sleep because there isn't a bed there.
That's a solid point. That's a very solid point. I'm clearly on an island here because I gotta have the TV
Your
on
wife
sleep.
hates that too, right?
Yeah, no, she's not a fan. She's not.
God,
she's
a
you
goat.
know she's a trooper. Because she'll fall asleep, pass out, let me watch whatever on the television. But yeah, she doesn't like it. She usually tells me to get up.
I think it's the tone switching that I can't like. It's also, first of all, it's the, I almost cussed. It's the brightness. I don't need that 50-inch screen. Boom.
The LEDs straight to your brain at like 10:30.
I might as well try to fall asleep in a surgery room, like an operating room. Like I might as well try to do that while you see everything. Like I digress.
Oh, it's a rough world out there.
Yeah, clearly.
I will. Kadar's tweet about saying Jess is asleep and I'm screaming in the living room. That was my favorite tweet last night.
So accurate. So
Which is
accurate
probably
every
very
time.
true.
What?
Probably very true.
I know. I didn't scream. I was just.
He was
Oh,
going
you're
crazy.
silent screaming. Yeah.
Silent screaming. One of
I was
those.
so excited to go to bed.
It's always an interesting day in the Marcio household. That's for sure.
I can imagine.
No doubt about it. All right,
It's hell for
World
everybody
Series.
else.
turning off the baseball talk until the pickoff is live in 55 minutes. But we got to talk some college football here. Yeah, we're getting there, Allie, because that's first up on the docket. Brian Kelly, no longer the head coach of the LSU Tigers, the latest of D1 head coaches to get canned. James Franklin and Billy Napier set up the stage, and now Brian Kelly joins them. As we talked about yesterday, Colby, he's got a pretty sweet gig now. Fired football coach, not a bad job to have, or a job
Blueprint's
not to have.
pretty sick, if you ask me.
We're gonna see how his accent fades and changes throughout the next couple of months, seeing where he is.
Kate, I'll tee it up to Kate. Kate, we talked about it yesterday on Up Your Units, and I said that Brian Kelly never fit the mold to be a head coach at LSU, and it all started when he started talking with that fake Cajun accent. That was where he fully lost any momentum he had going into being the old skipper down there.
I think he lost a lot of the fan base doing that. Like they saw right through him. Like that was the moment where they're like, is this for real? Like you're the guy that's supposed to come down and save us, despite having the record that he did and like being such a winning coach. Like you kind of can't do, like people see through that. And I'm sure that didn't help like his leash at all when it came. I mean, he's been there 4 years, but like, what has he done in those 4 years? Really?
Not a whole lot.
What has he done before that?
Yeah.
He was coaching another program. That program did literally nothing.
Yeah.
Sure, there's a difference between winning games and your head coach at Notre Dame and winning big bowl games, national championships, which he did none of.
Right. It is kind of
part of the course.
Crazy, like though, where we're at in college football, like 3 big-time head coaches have been fired: Napier, Franklin, and now Brian Kelly. And we're at like what, $150,000 of just dead buyout money.
Yep.
Like the money is in
million.
Million. Yeah. I'm sorry, 150 million.
We're not buying a house.
Yeah.
We're buying millions.
Buying all of them.
So like at the end of the season, depending on who else gets fired, and there might be a couple other coaches, like you could be close to $250 million just in dead buyout money.
100%.
Who's next?
I don't know, but there's gonna be someone.
Fickle?
It's gotta be Fickle, right? You would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say definitely Fickle. We talked about a little bit on Upper Units yesterday that it's 3 like marquee programs too. I mean, when you think college football, Penn State, LSU, Florida, they all come to mind. Maybe not so much the Gators recently, but still 3 huge college football programs up for grabs now. Coaching carousel strikes again.
LSU's at the top of those.
100%, no doubt about it.
Shane Beamer's definitely on the hot seat. Definitely.
Yeah.
I would think he'd be up there.
Yeah.
Fickle.
Good mention.
Let's see. Vatek already got the job done. UCLA already canned their head coach. It's going to be interesting to see what happens this offseason. But is there any chance? I know we've discussed Lane Kiffin moving to Florida. Is there any chance he goes down to Baton Rouge? You don't think so?
No. I don't, like we talked about it a million times. I don't think he's going anywhere unless he's fired. And I don't think he's getting fired anytime soon. He knows what he's doing at Ole Miss. I think it's turning around. Maybe he's getting a little extra leash, but I feel like he's gradually turning Ole Miss around. Ole Miss hasn't been a top dog in the SEC since Eli Manning, since the Mannings were there. So I think he gets a longer leash because it's not like Ole Miss is this powerhouse in the SEC, and they never really have been. So I think they're where they should be, and I don't think Lane's going to leave that.
Okay,
I'm not sure he leaves them either. I'm just like, what other coaches go down? Like, who do you get? You have to get a big name. You can't
get Franklin,
up and comer. But yeah, like that's what worries me about James Franklin, and I'm not that worried about it. But like, if I were a Franklin fan, like Franklin's resume is great, except winning the big game. At LSU, you have to win the big game. Like,
absolutely.
So you can't hire a coach that can't win the big game.
Because you already had that too. You already had that coach.
Exactly. Like one name that I've heard thrown in is like, do they go after Urban Meyer and see if he'll come out of retirement?
Dude, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of him.
One of the better options. Who else are you going to go after? Who else are you going to get?
He's going to be going after the cheerleaders and making another restaurant.
I've heard this too. Do you make Coach Saban say no? I mean, you got to give him a call at least, right? I agree.
You give him a call.
You give him a call.
I don't think Saban's
make
coming
him say
back.
no.
I think Urban's psycho enough to be talked into it.
What is the Urban Meyer equivalent to another sport? Because I feel like anytime something, it's like when the quarterback goes down. Are they going to call Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah,
they're going to call Colin Kaepernick. It's just like the lazy thing to do. I wouldn't want Urban after everything he did in Jacksonville. I don't want Urban. I think he's demolished his reputation the same way Bill has in Chapel Bill. It's the same thing. His
reputation's terrible, but I don't think people who are pouring money into that program, the boosters, necessarily care about. They want to win football games. They want the recruits. I don't think they care if Urban's reputation is like he cheats on his wife every couple of years or whatever. Like,
not your wives, just like Lane.
I mean, they hired Brian Kelly, so do they really care?
Oh.
All right, Kate, you made an interesting point of you think LSU would go after
maybe Joe Brady. Honestly,
I was
Joe
gonna bring him
at
up.
LSU would be sick.
I was gonna bring up Joe Brady. The other name was, John Summerall, head coach at Tulane. I know he's been getting talked about of moving up into a Power 4 position. I don't know if LSU would take a stab at him, but he's done fantastic down at Tulane. He's in the state already. That would be kind of, that'd be taking a chance on him, though. Definitely not an established big name.
Yeah, but that would, you might have to take some stabs like that.
Exactly.
Based on how the landscape is right now. I think you also, he's not leaving, but I think you make a call to Dan Lanning.
Fair. Yeah.
I don't think he'll leave Oregon.
Oh, Shaggy and I love Dan Lanning.
I do too.
Yeah. It was ever since he. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good. I was gonna say it's ever since he did that. What is that? That Freudian. What was that clip, Shags, where he played jump around?
Played jump around, but prior to playing at Wisconsin.
He's like, dude, you hear this? You get ready to go. I'm like, yeah, I would run through a wall for him.
He sold me for the they're playing for clicks. We're playing for wins.
Oh, that was such a good line.
that was phenomenal.
Oh,
hey, Dan Lanning, Kansas City native. Don't forget it. William and Jules Stepp.
I think he is one of the best coaches in college football right now, and doesn't get talked about enough. Because that
probably is a name you got to give him a call. You got to make him say no at least. 100%. Interesting.
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady sounds like the perfect middle ground of has been there, has had success there, even though he was an OC and did it in the pros. People still don't appreciate Joe Brady, and he's proven himself time and time again that he's a legitimate play caller, good offensive mind coach. I would at least interview him. I think Joe Brady would be a great hire.
He's got ties to both LSU and Florida, just being from the state of Florida, and then obviously was the passing game coordinator, wide receivers coach in 2019 for that Joe Burrow team. So I could see it happening. He's certainly proven himself, like you said.
He's due for a promotion, if you will, in some sort of league.
That'd be another school, taking a chance on a guy, hoping it works out. He's not an established name already, but
do you think he'd be a better NFL coach or college football coach? I could see it happening either way.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a strong opinion one way or another.
He's a guy that just in the middle can keep his foot or have one leg on the other side of the fence for either side.
Probably. Yeah. Interesting. Head coaching vacancies. There's plenty of them around college football. We're going to have a great off season. From producer Matt. Do we think Matt Rule leaves Nebraska? I don't. I feel like Penn State's the only option. Like, I don't think he's going to Florida or LSU, but potentially Penn State, maybe. I kind of think he's established there, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if he leaves Lincoln.
I can see it. Nebraska's not a place. It used to be a powerhouse. Our father's Nebraska was a powerhouse. I don't think it's even remotely close or will ever get back to what it was. I mean, it could, but I think it'd be, if I'm Matt Rule, I would rather take a place that I could establish a better program in less than 2 years.
Fair.
Also, I hate Dylan Raiola.
There's that.
As a player, I don't care that he wants to be Patrick Mahomes. That's not it. I think he's just not a good quarterback.
He was very hyped coming into the season.
Extremely.
Oh my God! You think he was going to win Heisman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not anywhere near that.
You thought
We'll get
Lenore
into that
Sellers was shoved down our throat.
Oh my God! I love the off-season Heisman chatter because I'm always like, this guy's not even going to come close to even making it to New York.
Nope.
Arch Manning was jammed down our throats. Look where Arch Manning is right now.
Arch Manning.
Oh,
Kate
I feel
Klubnik,
so bad
Lenore
for him.
Sellers.
I feel bad for
Nowhere
none of
near.
those except the Manning boy.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
You've got
He had to be literally perfect.
Yeah.
In order for the chatter to not be there.
Right.
And he hasn't been good this year. I mean, he hasn't been great. He's been fine, but like that's not good enough when your last name is Manning.
No, exactly. The expectations were just way too high from the get-go.
Yeah.
So
It's like having the full name LeBron.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Or
always
Marcio.
tough. Yeah, true. I could tell some stories.
Yeah.
Hey, when your dad
I'm
averages
sure
10 yards a carry in high school and gets recruited by Stanford, it's tough.
Ooh, wow.
They,
big timer.
quick story. When I was fat in high school, a coach told me, "Why can't you be more like your dad?" Almost cried.
That's
I got choked up.
mean.
I got choked up. I literally went,
Rightfully so.
I literally go, because I'm not my dad.
You're your own man, Colby Marshall.
God.
And then one of the seniors, this is when I was a junior, one of the seniors came up behind me just to mess with me and goes, "Yeah, Marcio, how come you can't be like your dad?" But he was joking.
Just kick him while he's down.
That was funny. The coach saying that, I could go beat the living hell out of him.
Yeah, that's not right. That's
Yeah.
not right.
You shouldn't be a coach if you say stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
100%. Oh, poor Colby.
I don't think I ever told my dad that.
You should
I'll
tell
tell
him.
You
I'll
should
tell him.
You
definitely.
should talk about it.
He
Get
would
it
be
off
mad.
your chest.
He doesn't like stuff like that. He's not the crazy dad that like says anything. Like, will not say a word at a sporting event. It's kind of cool.
Doesn't he like not watch sports too?
No, he does. He does. Oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah,
segue
actually,
to
you
talk-
gotta bring this up.
Oh, wait. What do you think I'm gonna say?
Aren't you talking about the text from this morning? Is that
Oh
where you were
no.
going? Oh, no,
So
no,
my
okay.
parents are actually coming this weekend to visit, and my mom's leaving early because my dad has a doctor's appointment downtown, and Saturday he goes, "We get to watch football all day." And then one time I was talking to him recently, and he goes, "Man, back in the day, I would get up and just watch college football from start to finish, and it was awesome." I'm like, this guy knows ball.
Clearly.
So mom leaves and he can finally watch football.
Let's go.
Yeah, they don't have
awesome.
channels. They don't have
That's awesome.
channels.
Oh.
They haven't had channels since 2017.
What are
I'm
we
not
doing?
even joking.
What are they?
They're
Like, they
watching
don't have
Netflix.
TV? What do you mean they don't have
They're-
channels?
They watch Netflix.
Oh.
My mom doesn't want to pay for it. And then she'll always be like, if he wants to watch it, he can pay for it. And then they just go to a bar.
There you go.
He's like, what game should I be watching? I'm like, the Alabama game probably, or Ole Miss. He's like, oh, got it. I'll pay attention.
Cute.
Schedule a bar date to go watch Ole Miss, Oklahoma. It's awesome.
They'll go to like get like champagne or not champagne. My mom gets prosecco. They'll be drinking prosecco and red wine watching college football at a bar.
At like 12 in the afternoon.
3-ish. They get her early dinner.
That's the dream.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of the life. Like, I
Yeah.
hope to be doing that.
100%.
Yeah.
A little champagne, late afternoon, early dinner. Not too bad.
Bed by 8. Glorious.
Even better. Even
It's my
better.
kind of day.
With the TV off and the lights off.
No, you lost me. You lost me there. Lights can be off. TV's got to stay on. TV's got to stay on. All right. Enough jibber jabber. Let's get into some college football because we got a big week 10. Now, I actually have a game prepared for the two of you. I'm hoping to fool you a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Mr. Matt, I'm not sure if we need to adjust the format at all, but I'll go ahead and just put this graphic on screen because I want you two to pick your favorite quarterback. I have 3 quarterbacks here with their stats listed. I want you to pick who you would want starting on your team. Behind door number 1, we have player A, nearly 1,700 passing yards, a little over 400 rushing yards, 20 total touchdowns, and
Is
just
B
3
Diego Pavia?
interceptions. Player B, we have nearly 1,500 passing yards, 650 rushing yards, 19 touchdowns, and just 1 pick. And then player C, again, almost 1,700 passing yards, 458 rushing yards, 20 total touchdowns, and 5 picks. You two can have separate answers. You can have the same answer.
This is sign language for B. I want B.
I want B too.
Both of you are choosing player B.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you are choosing player B. Well, it's interesting you say that because one of these players is getting a lot of Heisman chatter. The other two, not so much. You both
it is Haynes King.
You both chose Haynes King. You both have chosen player B, Haynes King. Player A was Bear Bachmeier of BYU, and player C was Diego Pavia.
Time out. I know what you did. This is propaganda for you to suck on Haynes King some more.
No. This was simply to prove the point that Diego Pavia might not be the Heisman quarterback people are making him out to be. Because you both chose Haynes King. I would have chose Haynes King as well, based off those stats, to be quite honest with you. But, interesting point of conversation, I thought. Any thoughts here?
Where is Haynes King? I mean, I should have this up in front of me in the Heisman race.
I'm going to guess 20-1.
I don't even think he's being talked about.
Thank you, Matt.
I'm seeing 22-1. 22-1.
What the literal leap? Do
on
they have
Bet
another
Online.
big game that he can add to his resume? I feel like the answer is no.
They have. It's also funny. These quarterbacks are ranked 8th, 9th, and 10th in the country.
Hey, look, there's Jeremiah Love.
They play Georgia. They played Georgia. Final game of the season. Georgia Tech does. 3 more ACC games.
Oh,
that could be a big one to kind of show out.
Feel like
I don't think
Haynes King. A lot of it's their strength of schedule. Like playing in the
100%.
ACC is different than the SEC, and you voters are going to take that into effect.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I would say the stats there are pretty perfect. I would say he'd have to double those for him to be in contention because of like what Kate said. The ACC sucks. 100%. I mean, the last time there was a Heisman Trophy candidate was Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence was, I would give him some flowers, pretty damn perfect at Clemson.
Yeah.
So and honestly, I don't even think if they beat Georgia, he gets even into New York.
Well, right. I mean, just the way the other guys are playing, Ty Simpson, Mendoza kind of got cakewalks into the rest of their schedule.
Who's Ty Simpson?
Sorry, Jeremiah Love.
Thank you.
Forgot about
He'll be in New York. He'll be in New York.
I think Julian's saying, I think right now he would be someone like there's not much value left on the board.
No.
You've missed the numbers, but like if you wanted to get in, I think Julian's saying around plus 380 might be the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Looking at Georgia Tech's schedule, you guys talked about it. Their strength of schedule or lack of. Only ranked win this year was against number 12 Clemson, who we know is certainly not the number 12 team in the country.
Which does not like that. That seemed like an awesome win at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not an awesome win anymore.
No, not anymore.
It's like beating LSU.
Exactly.
In Haynes King's defense, maybe it is a little propaganda, Colby. They control their own way into the college football playoff. 3 more ACC wins against NC State, Boston College, and Pitt. Very winnable games. You're in that ACC championship, probably facing Virginia, maybe Louisville, Miami. I don't know how that tiebreaker would work out if you got a bunch of one-loss ACC teams. But Georgia Tech and Virginia control their own destiny right now. So,
because you're only getting one ACC team in.
Yeah, I would think so. You're only getting the champion.
I don't
Imagine
know
if Georgia Tech had Calvin Johnson.
What you say?
Still. Imagine if Haynes King had Calvin Johnson.
Those passing numbers would be up. That's for sure.
They'd be insane.
I wonder if, because hypothetically, if like a Georgia Tech beats Miami in the ACC championship, somehow Miami ends up in the conference championship, do you put, what would that be, a 2-loss Miami Hurricanes conference loser in the CFP? I don't know if you have a room for him.
No, I don't think so, because I don't think you do that over a one-loss
SEC or Big Ten.
Yeah, because you'll have Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon going for the Big Ten, right? Like, unless something goes sideways with any of those teams over the next month.
Exactly. And
You're not putting Virginia in over Oregon.
Oh my God.
Oregon, over like an Ole Miss.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Thank you guys for mentioning the Big Ten championship, because since it's always in Lucas Oil, that's going to be a literal home game for Indiana.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
you know how much those tickets cost last year when it was it Oregon and
Penn State, Oregon, right?
Oregon, Penn State. Mm-hmm.
Those games are like $20 to get in the door.
Yeah. It'll be a little bit higher this year.
Yeah. They'll be top dollar with Indiana there.
Yeah, with Total Slayer, with a win over Georgia, it would be a lot tougher to leave out Georgia Tech if they were essentially 12-0, 12-1 with an ACC championship loss. That'd be tough to.
That's a great point. That's probably the path that gets you 2 ACC teams in.
100%. But yeah, most likely ACC and the Big 12 are just going to have one representative in the college football playoff. All right, people, let's get into week 10. We got about a half hour, a little over a half hour left. Let's talk some college football, starting off with Mr. Diego Pavia and Arch Manning. Vandy and Texas going
Is Arch playing?
I don't know.
Playing.
Is he playing? Okay. Arch is playing.
Last I heard, I want Arch to play. I want Arch to play.
Literal same. You're talking to a guy who took Texas.
You have Texas, Colby?
I took Texas -2.5 thinking Arch was playing. Then I saw he was injured, so I screwed myself. I didn't put it in the banner, but I'm going to talk about it because I bet it. I'm not going to cash out on it, but I have Texas -2.5. I just think Vandy's time is up. I know Texas is not the Texas we thought they were 10 weeks ago. Prior to 10 weeks ago, maybe week 0, we were still high on them. Obviously, after week 1, we knew they weren't that good, even though they did a pretty good job against Ohio State. But I just think there's the same thing with Kate's take with Alabama, how they progressively kept getting better and better and better, and eventually they have to fall. That's how I feel with Vanderbilt in this spot. I can see them winning. If Vanderbilt wins, I already have a Diego Pavia Heisman ticket in my back pocket. So I can win this game regardless. Yep. So I think Texas is the right spot to be at home. They need this. This is life or death for Texas. And Vandy does whatever Vandy wants to do in this game. But I think it's Texas.
If Arch plays, give me Vandy.
I'm with Kadar. If Arch plays, give me Vandy. This Texas team is not good. They're not.
No.
Like, who has Texas beaten this year?
Nobody.
Congrats. No. You beat Kentucky and Mississippi State in overtime. But that's the bottom of the SEC.
Yeah.
Oh, Mississippi State, those poor bastards.
Like, yeah, you beat Oklahoma. That was a good win. I'll give them their flowers there. But, like, you also had John Mateer, 18 days out of hand surgery trying to throw the ball. You lost at Florida. Like, what? I still... I don't necessarily disagree with you that the shoe could fall any day for Vanderbilt, but I don't Texas is ranked 20th in the country at 6-2. I'm just saying this because this is an example that I heard someone else throw out the other day.
I know where you're going.
Iowa is also 6-2, and Iowa isn't ranked.
Yep.
Hold on, Kate, let me cut you off. I just want to say my biggest regret this season was not taking Iowa last week in the Fade the Storm spot because I was scared they couldn't score points. And then they won by 40. When I saw the number in the score, I punched myself in the jaw.
Yeah.
Carry on.
You beat Penn State. I know this was post the first game after James Franklin, so you could say, okay, weird things. You took Indiana to the wire. Indiana's number 2 in the country?
Yep.
But yet you're not. I don't understand the continued love for Texas when they've won their last couple, but you're squeaking by the bottom of the barrel in the SEC. That doesn't do it for me. Yes, Colby.
Question for Kate. Kosovo does a ton for sports. What conference does Texas play in?
The SEC.
That answers your question.
Yep. Unfortunately, because another team that's also 6-2, unranked, the Washington Huskies. Same scenario as Iowa. They lost to the number one.
God, they
lost to the number 1 team in the country. They have a ranked win over number 23 Illinois last week, sitting at 6-2. You lost to Ohio State and you lost at Michigan. Those are your two losses. Maybe the Michigan loss a little iffy, but still 6-2. You have a ranked win.
Why are we not in the top 25? Why is Washington?
Because we don't play in the SEC. That's unfortunately the answer.
Yep.
It's not a good answer, but it is the answer. The SEC bias is.
If they were in the ACC, they wouldn't even be in a conversation of discussion for anything that we got going on right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm seeing
Washington. We're not talking about any 6-2 teams in the ACC right now. We're not talking about Pitt.
Right. We're talking Big Ten. Big Ten runs college football.
Yeah.
We'll be sleeping on Narduz.
Looking at just the other teams receiving votes this week in the AP Top 25 poll, Navy also unranked. They're undefeated, by the way. Tulane, Washington, and Iowa were the next four most votes in the AP poll. So they're right on the cusp, but there's definitely some SEC bias going into these rankings.
What's new?
Texas Vandy,
Colby.
I want no part of it. You guys can duke it out on who's winning that game. It's certainly do or die for Texas. Going into this bye week, they've got 3 top 10 remaining games scheduled. You've got to have a win if you're the Longhorns, but I do not want to fade Diego Pavia right now. I thought Missouri was
10-1. I feel real nicey about either side here.
Yeah, you're sitting pretty there. Although you did get a bad number with the Longhorns, but other than that, it's okay. Matt is on Kate's side. He took Vandy outright plus 130. Great CLV from our producer there on the
Sucks having a smart producer. I can't lie.
Hate that.
It sucks.
All right. Well, there's Texas Vandy, a little SEC showdown. We'll stay in the SEC and go to Jacksonville for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia and Florida. Georgia laying the touchdown and the hook against the Florida Gators, who are coming off a win over Mississippi State. They beat the Bulldogs last week. Are things looking bright for the Florida Gators? Colby, what are your thoughts on this one?
I really thought this would tick up to double digits, and I think I'm probably not going to be on this, even though really want to be on the Gators because of Georgia coming off that game over at Ole Miss that they should not have won. So I'm out. Fully out on this game. I don't have any want to be on this game because I don't want to even touch Georgia because I'm just embarrassed by their performance at Ole Miss, and they should have won by more than 8. And I think 8 was a gift because I still am 2 weeks out. Still can't believe I covered that and won that bet. I don't want any part of this game. So it's gross. Absolutely disgusting.
Hey, sometimes the best bet is the one you don't make.
That's
Kate,
right.
what are your thoughts?
I'm just confused by the line. Looking at this, I would have thought this was double digits too.
Yep.
Hasn't moved.
7?
The look-ahead line was 7.5 as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was at 8.5. It's 7.5. It's been between that 8 and 7.5 number.
Yeah, that's very funky to me, which makes me want to stay off it as well. Like I lean towards Georgia, but it seems too easy. This number seems way too short, which is then like, okay, something's up. What groups are back in Florida right now?
Right.
I'm staying off this one too.
My mind would definitely be Georgia at that number. Same exact thinking. Would have put this closer to 10 if I was setting the spread. But maybe a little telling that Florida does come to play. Both teams coming off a bye, I guess. So there could be a little motivation from the Gators' perspective. I would maybe target the first half total. I'm trying to look at it right now. Full game listed at 50.5. I'm seeing, where's this game for me? I had it in front of me. One of these days. 24.5. 23.5. Where'd it go? Keep filibustering.
Well,
24.5, actually.
Okay.
24.5 I'm seeing. There's a 26.5 for some juice out there as well. That'd probably be my lean, would be first half under. Just thinking Florida's defense kind of shows up in the first couple of quarters, maybe makes it tough on the Bulldogs to get the offense going. But I still have faith in the Georgia defense, especially against the Florida offense that hasn't really shown it to me this year. So that's probably what I'll be taking in this game. I will have scribbles out later in the week on this one. But yeah, this might be just a stay away spot is the best bet in this one, to be quite honest with you.
Something's up.
Yeah, something's up. But hey, world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It's going to be a showdown. That's for sure. Yeah. You got to love it. All right, moving on. Staying in the SEC. Look at us. Our SEC bias is showing. Oklahoma and Tennessee Saturday night in Knoxville. Sooners heading to Neyland Stadium. Tennessee laying the field goal. I was seeing 3.5 too. I was even seeing 4. I think earlier in the
Four's
week.
Dead. It was dead. 4.5 on Sunday. I'll cut you off. I lean with Oklahoma. I was going to take the 4.5, and I was waiting, just like seeing if the group chat would mention anything that I was missing on Tennessee. I don't trust Tennessee, and I don't know what to think after Oklahoma's coming off that loss to Ole Miss last week. They didn't play awful, but they never seemed to be in it, if that makes any sense. They were at home. They kind of were just sleepwalking. I mean, we talked about it last week. Maybe they're looking ahead to Tennessee, but I don't think a program like Oklahoma, who's newly added to the SEC, can look ahead to any literal game when they have yet to prove themselves. So if this is a bounce back spot, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't want any part of Tennessee.
Interesting. Kate?
I kind of lean Tennessee. I'm not sold on Oklahoma. I think their secondary could be exposed a little bit. That's all I got. I just lean like a gut. It's
a gross game. It's a great game, but it's gross.
Yeah.
Who has Tennessee literally played?
Well, they played Georgia.
They lost.
They played Georgia. They lost.
They lost to Alabama.
Lost to Alabama.
Yep.
There's their 2 losses.
Mississippi State, Arkansas, Kentucky. Those are all the teams that I just said. Texas.
Yeah, those are the teams we're literally making fun of. This is wow. You beat UAB.
This is so stupid. We just make our own arguments for every game.
No, Kate, stop. I always say this. That's the beauty of college.
That's the beauty of gambling.
Yeah,
in gambling.
There's also a feel for like these games too, like based on how the programs have gone. Like the spots for specific schools. Like So it sounds so stupid because like we pick and choose what we want to believe for each game, but like there is some science to it.
Kate, stop giving away our process and let the people know we're dumb.
Oh, my bad.
It's the best. Literally, there's nothing better than when Shags and I are going through like college basketball slate, and I will use an argument for one team and then flip that for the next one.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know what I just said, but
this team's got a revenge spot at home. But this team, they don't deal with revenge spots at home. They're gonna come prepared.
This team's never been in this spot in their lives.
I'm with Kate on this game. I like the Vols. I have not booked it. I'm hoping it gets below a field goal. I don't know if we're gonna get there. I might just have to settle with 3. But I like the Vols. Look at that total. 57 total points, second highest total of the Sooners season. I think the Volunteers are better equipped for a shootout, and I think that's what this game's going to be. I think there's going to be plenty of back and forth, plenty of opportunity for Aguilar and company to cover this number. Not been impressed with Oklahoma. I'll forgive Tennessee for their 2 losses to Georgia and Alabama.
Maybe I'll bet the over for chaos.
There you go. It wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, I know Oklahoma's defense is good. Tennessee's is not.
It didn't look great last week. It did not look that great. We got to give some flowers to Trinidad Chambliss. That's a D2 legend right there. That kid's awesome.
Well, that was just, thank you, Colby. That was another point of mine is you couldn't slow down Ole Miss at home. I don't think you're going to slow down Tennessee on the road at night in Neyland. That place is going to be rocking.
Is that line moved? I'm curious now.
Well, if it opened 4.5, it's ticking down. Because it's 3.5.
3 right now.
Total.
Oh, 56.5.
Yeah, it's ticking up. Because I'm seeing plenty of 57s. 56
if it was 53 right now, I would be all over it.
Oh, that makes sense. It's going to steam up. But yeah, I like the Volunteers. I'm with Kate here. So that's what we got in Neyland. All right, one more ranked on ranked game in the old Big 12. They've got two ranked teams going head to head, so we got to chit chat about it. The Cincinnati Bearcats and the Utah Utes, two ranked teams, but quite the spread down there in Utah. Utes favored by 8.5 points. Colby, I think you were giving us the stay away. Is that what that motion was?
Utah is coming off my only win this past weekend, and they murdered. Literally, who cares who they murdered? Colorado. Makes me want to lean with Cincinnati because they did not care about looking ahead to another ranked team when they won 98-3 against Colorado. Right. Had no thoughts until I looked at until you start talking about the game, and I'm like, wow, I have a lot of thoughts. I think I would take Cincinnati here. Yeah, I think I would take Cincinnati. 8.5 is a good price for a dog. A lot of points. A lot of points. Or the under. Don't mind the under.
Don't mind the under.
Don't mind the under. There's not going to be. I don't see another blowout like last week for Utah. Especially you played Colorado coming off their Super Bowl, and they're in a putrid. They're not a program.
Not a program. No. I'm seeing 9.5.
Guys hitting over pylons.
9.5's pretty much across the board in this game now. So people buying in on the Utes.
10.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that on my radar.
Yeah, but I still look at it at 9.5.
Yeah, over a touchdown. I agree. I don't think Utah's that big of that should be that big of a favorite, even at home. I mean, both teams obviously a lot to play for in the Big 12. Utah already got their 2 losses, so they really can't afford another conference loss. Cincinnati controls their own destiny at this point, 5-0 in the Big 12, them and BYU. Remaining Cincinnati schedule is at Utah, Arizona. They actually play BYU, and then at TCU. So, you win this one, you're probably in the Big 12 championship. Yeah. I think they're certainly capable of covering the 8.5 on the road.
Would also like to point out Cincinnati did blow out Baylor by 20 points last game.
Yeah, they did.
Killed them.
So that kind of cancels out what I said about Utah. But I still think that's a ton of points.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cincinnati has a chance to win outright, which in that case, that's a ton of points.
100%. Absolutely.
Okay, you dirty dog. You won't bet the money line right now.
I will not bet the money line.
You dirty dog.
But
son of a gun.
Kate's a smart bettor. Kate's a smart
bettor. I will not bet the money line.
I like it, though. Yeah, Bearcats, way too many points in this one, even being on the road.
The Fighting Kelseys.
Absolutely. Colby, you've got some Tuesday night college football for us, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Give us the midweek player prop. I don't even know what game you're talking about, to be honest with you.
Oh, baby, come on. JMU.
Oh, yeah, JMU, Texas State. Talk to me. What do you got?
Let me talk to you guys about my good friend Wayne Knight. No, you weirdo. I'm not talking about the guy from Space Jam. I'm not talking about Newman from Seinfeld. I'm talking about the running back from JMU. Over 64.5 yards does not exist anymore, folks. That is why I got my write-up up yesterday to get you guys ahead of the game. It is currently at 70-plus yards. Now, let me just say this. I'm not going to give it out on my action, but I'll give it out to the sick, degenerate animals that are watching this program. I laddered this to 100, not 70, 80, 90. I did 100, 110, and 130, and 150. 150, keep in mind. I texted Shags yesterday. 150 yards was 11-1. Any other book had 6-1. I had to bet that. I had to bet that out of principle. Wayne Knight averages 13 carries per game, over 80 yards, averages over this prop, has only gone under it once this season, and he played Louisville, had 12 yards. I get it, whatever. Has gone over 100 yards twice. When going over 100 yards, has over 110 in both. 150 yards is his season. 151 is his season high. JMU is 61% run plays. That's 10th in all of college football. Texas State's opponents average under 50 yards, under 50% run plays per game. They're about to get shocked by the amount of run plays that's coming ahead of them tonight at home. They're also 94th in rush yards allowed. That's insane. Mm-hmm. Also, what's insane is this is one of the better rush defenses that Knight has faced, which isn't saying anything when they're 94th in the entire country. Shockingly, they're one of the worst pass defenses in the country. I still don't see JMU airing it out. And if they do air it out, if they're up, they're going to run the ball. So, and JMU has faced teams that are bad against the pass. They just played Georgia State, who is 109th in pass yards allowed, still had 85 yards. They should play their style and run the ball with ease tonight. So 64.5 yards, I nearly pulled the trigger as soon as I just saw the number, knowing he averaged 84 a game.
Well, I mean, you said it. JMU, a touchdown favorite on the road, should be up in this game. 4-0 in the Sun Belt, facing Texas State. 0-3 in the Sun Belt. Exactly, 100%. So there should be plenty of groundwork for this guy who is running for what, 6.5 yards a carry, a 20-plus yard rush in 5 of 7 games this year. So I like it. Mr. Wayne Knight running all over.
The quarterback
Texas
is
State
also
Bobcats.
not a terrible lean rush yard wise, but he's coming off like a 115-yard game, and I feel like Texas State might put a spy on him or something, because I didn't really look at it. I just assumed he was scrambling. So I think they put a spy on him, thinking he'll run around.
Yeah, Alonzo Barnett. I remember betting on him a couple of times last year for the Dukes. But yeah, coming off a huge rushing performance, his biggest of the year, like you said. So it would make sense if Texas State saw that. And hey,
and he had a couple of negative yardage games too. I would not want to be on a guy who has a couple negative yardage games.
Well, that was against Louisville when he took 4 sacks, and
there was only one game. I feel like there was 2.
I'm only seeing he had negative yards in that game. He had one game where he had 1 rushing yard.
That was 5 attempts. That was what it was.
Well, college quarterback rushing props. Unfortunately, sacks count against you there, so you got to.
Let me double check what the number is now. But yeah, I think if you ladder it, I would just take anything above 100 because it's just price wise, it's fantastic. Cool. But if you want to take 150 or plus 150, plus 175 for anything up to it, the best number right now is 71.5 yards minus 115. There's a 72.5 out there. Don't take that.
I don't mind it. I'm not. Take it up to whatever number you got, because I think he rushes for 80 again.
Fair. There we go. Wayne McKnight getting the job done. Or excuse me, Wayne Knight, not Mick.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight. Shout out Newman.
Gotta love it. Shout out Newman. All right, people. We got about 13 minutes left before Colby stays on and switches over to the pickoff, talking all things World Series game foe. But we got a couple of games still to chit-chat about to close us out. Colby, I'm going to turn this to you because we've got the Hurricanes finally leaving the state of Florida. Miami heading to Dallas, Fort Worth area to take on the Ponies of SMU, and they are laying a ton of points. 11.5 is what that spread is up to. Colby Marshall, your thoughts?
Yeah, I will give a quick shout out to our producer, Matt, who's on the Hurricanes minus 9.5. That's the smartest bet this show has ever had.
Yep, 100%.
With that being said, do not touch this game. Nobody should be out there touching this game. It's disgusting. This is the Hurricanes' first time leaving the state of Florida all year long. I don't – it just feels like a game you should be on SMU, but I would not be surprised if the Hurricanes blow out the Mustangs. So with that, I have no trust in either team. I no longer trust the Hurricanes because, hey, they're not in the swamp anymore. Get this game out of my face. I seriously hate this
on this one.
I mean, I'm kind of with Matt. I think Miami rolls. I haven't bet this game. I'm not going to, but that's where I would lean.
Yep. Matt got the best number. The 9.5 was definitely the play. It's up to 12.5. I'm seeing on some books. It's clearly steaming in the Hurricanes direction. Would be nothing for me from now on. But yeah, minus 9.5. I think the Hurricanes roll.
12.5. That's a little rich. 9.5. I like 12.5.
100%.
Yeah.
I think at this point the current line's just a little stay away, but I could see the Hurricanes rolling.
For the future, I hope the Hurricanes run the table so we can just fully fade the daylights out of these SOBs round 1 of the playoffs.
You're still on that mindset?
Oh yeah. They're not as good as I thought they were.
Okay.
And especially
they were really good early on in the
especially
season.
When you can't if they're on the road round 1, they're getting trounced.
Yeah.
Well, if Georgia Tech and Virginia win out, Miami might not even have a shot in the college football playoff. They might not even get there.
And then we don't worry about it.
Don't worry,
because I ain't touching a bowl game. That is stupid.
I'm honestly hoping that Georgia Tech and Virginia win out just to leave Miami.
I kind of do too. And I will fully admit, like early on in the season, I was like, this team's going to the ACC playoffs. Like,
yep.
ACC
I thought the same thing. I had the same thinking. It's after that Notre Dame game, after they blew out South Florida, beat Florida. It was like, okay, maybe they are legit. But it's still Carson Beck at quarterback, so is what it is.
Okay.
I have a game that I want to talk about. I have a game.
Do you?
I need your guys' thoughts and opinions.
I think it's just you that wants to talk about it.
UNC, Syracuse, we have to talk about this because if we get a 3, I think UNC is going to be my favorite bet of the weekend if I get +3. Now, they should have beat, is it Virginia Tech? Right?
Virginia.
Excuse me. They should have beat Virginia this past week. They lost by a literal hair. You can say wherever that hair is located. I'm not going to say this on a kid's show. Shut up, Kate. Stop laughing. I look over, Kate's laughing. I couldn't handle it.
What?
They got to do something sooner than later. Do they have to? No. In reality, no, they don't. Syracuse has not looked great either. I think getting a field goal on the road is a good spot and a great bounce back spot for them. They have to be beyond upset with 1, the season turnout, 2, nearly getting their first. It's their first win, right? A legitimate win that isn't just a cupcake.
Yeah, it would be like their
yes.
first
Conference win. Yeah, getting your first conference win. Maybe your coach leaves after you get a win and he walks into the sunset and just walks out with his horse and rides away. There goes Bill. I think UNC is the right side to be on this week, but I want 3. I don't think I'm going to get 3, and I'm not going to take it if I don't get the number I want.
I was going to say, I'm just seeing 2.5 is your best number. There's even some 2s. There's even a couple 1.5s, I guess.
Yeah,
so I don't know if they're going to give you that full.
They outgained Virginia last week. They should have won.
And, even if you did get the field goal, I don't know if I'd follow you into battle on this one, to be quite honest.
I would not. I have no faith in it.
Which leads me to another bet. Just a segue right into it.
Yep,
probably my favorite bet of the week.
Yeah, give me the Golden Bears.
4.5. Hand them puppy dogs over to me. As Virginia goes back-to-back road games, should have lost to UNC, as I mentioned just now. Now they got to go all the way to the other side of the country where Cal is located. And I think Cal, despite them struggling against the rush, they do have a really good pass defense. I think they can, if they can stop the run against Virginia, they can get the cover. They might win. Honestly, I think they might win. That is a lot of travel in my opinion. The whole cap here is them Virginia should have lost last week. And the amount of travel, I think Cal is good enough to cover the 4.5. I think 4.5 is too high. So I love Cal. I think it's my favorite bet of the week.
I understand why you're on this bet. I don't know if I would take it because I think Virginia's good. And I think their coach might whip him into shape after last week's debacle. But we'll see. Cal Golden Bears. Maybe I'm just salty that Cal couldn't cover for me against Virginia Tech last Friday.
Probably.
That might be a little bit playing a role, but is what it is.
I have another California game I want to pick your brains on.
Go for it.
One more.
USC, Nebraska.
No.
Oh, I don't have one today. USC, Nebraska. What are our thoughts on that one?
USC. I think Nebraska's not good.
Yeah.
Seeing it the same way. I think it's definitely USC.
Oh, yeah. If you guys are curious.
I think by double digits.
I got 6.5 on USC.
Yeah.
I like the 6.5.
That's a really good number. Also, I just want to point out the last 3 teams that both these 2 teams have played. USC's last 3 games lost at Illinois, beat Michigan at home, lost at Notre Dame, where honestly they did pretty well against Notre Dame. Meanwhile, Nebraska's last few road games are Maryland, where they should have lost to Minnesota. They got embarrassed. And then they beat Northwestern at home in their previous game. 0 teams worth bragging about. zero teams that are legitimate. Meanwhile, USC has one of the best offenses in the country in terms of scoring, yard-wise. I think they run it up. And the defense at USC is actually pretty solid, top 50 in most categories. If they can pick off Dylan Raiola once or twice, this is going to be a rocking chair winner for USC. And I think Raiola does throw an interception because I think he's more than due every single time he steps on the field to throw an interception because he is overly overrated.
Well, it's certainly going to be the Huskers' toughest opponent of the year. I mean, yeah, they played Michigan, lost to them, but I think USC is a little more potent offensively. So tough for the Huskers to do.
Yeah.
All right, sticking to the Big Ten, Kate has some thoughts on what should have been a very interesting matchup, but unfortunately with the things that are happening at Penn State, not so interesting anymore. But Penn State, Ohio State this weekend. Kate, what are your thoughts?
Ohio State.
Yep.
Like 20.5. I just don't see a world in which Penn State keeps up with them. Ohio State's defense is the best in the country. Like, this team is the best in the country by far. Like, I think you can put, if you're going to tier out top teams, it's Ohio State in one tier. And then tier 2, which is where you have your Indianas, your Alabama, Georgia, Oregon. But Ohio State's the best team in the country. And their defense is so good that I'm not sure Penn State's going to get on the board much. They don't have much of an offense altogether. So asking Ohio State to score 4 or 5 touchdowns and keep Penn State to a touchdown, man, I think this is not an easy win by any means. 20.5 is a big number for conference play, especially two teams that have been somewhat rivals, but I would lay it with Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, Buckeyes kind of just coasting from here until they play Michigan at the Big House to end the season. So I could see it. Absolutely. Colby, you didn't want any part of that game?
Nope. I don't want any part of that game. I just don't care about that game. To be real, blatantly honest, I don't care about that game. My group chat said they brought up Penn State, and I'm like, I'm not even going to listen to what they
don't even.
So this is a game. Sorry, I don't have many thoughts. I just don't want to talk myself into anything here because I don't like anything. I do like what Kate is mentioning about Ohio State. That makes a lot more sense than being on Penn State. But something in the back of my head is telling me Penn State might be able to stay in this. And how, Colby? How are they going to do that? By the grace of God.
You don't have the answer.
Buys, so maybe Penn State gets a little healthier. I don't know, can regroup. But Ohio State on the bye is a little scary too.
Yeah.
All right, I need you to talk me out of this bet. I have not booked it, but I really, really like it. Number 2 team in the country, Indiana, goes to College Park to face the Terps. I like the Terps plus 12.5 in the first half. Now, Maryland is coming off a bye, and they're coming off 3 straight losses, but they have covered 4 straight and are 4-0 as a dog this season. They have allowed 88 points to Big Ten opponents, and 51 of them came in the fourth quarter. That's nearly 60% of the points they've allowed have come in the fourth quarter. They have melted down against Washington, Nebraska, and UCLA, giving up, 44 total fourth quarter points just to those 3 teams. Defensively, lead the country in picks. They are with 2.5 a game at home, top 10 in points per play, top 20 in yards per play, and top 30 in third down conversion rate. Defensively, I think it might be a sleepy spot for the Hoosiers. Maybe it takes a little bit for them to get their offense going. I don't want the Terps in the full game, but maybe the first half. Colby, you are dying to tell me something.
Question before the pickoff starts. Are you nervous at all? Being completely serious here. Are you nervous at all that Indiana goes to Happy Valley the week after?
No, because Happy Valley is nothing these days.
That was my thinking. I'll be honest. I did have that thought. Maybe they're looking ahead to Penn State.
Why are we scared of Penn State?
We're kidding. Okay.
I thought that was a serious
This is a bit. This is called a bit, Kate. Get involved.
That was gonna be part of my argument, but not anymore.
Oh, you laid that up for me on a tee, my friend.
You're welcome.
I can see your understanding there. I just think Cignetti is this generation's Saban, And why am I saying this? Have you seen his facial expressions while they're up 99 points? He's pissed. They're not up 199 points. He is literally Saban in the Big Ten. I understand why you want to go first half, because he's still going to put his foot. He's going to put some cleats on their throats. So do whatever you want there, big dog.
Indiana's so good on both sides of the ball. Like, Maryland's offense sucks. They're not going to be able to do anything, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe they hold on for the first couple of quarters. Who knows? Maybe not. All right, people. Well, that's it. That's our time. This has been the Old College Tribe breaking down week 10 of college football. Can't believe we're already here. The season is flying right by, people. But stick around, because we've got some World Series chatter with Mr. Marcio and a couple of his friends. The Pickoff starts right now.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! We got game 4 tonight, folks. Welcome into the Pickoff. I'm your host, as always, Cody Martian. Alongside me are the two goats of this show, Jake Hassan and Danny Burke. Welcome into the Pickoff. This is powered by the one and only Bet Online and presented by Betting News. Guys, who stayed up last night? Be honest. Who stayed up? Who? Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I love you guys so much. Let's go. Oh. All right. Now, how long did it take for you guys to fall asleep?
Matter of seconds, honestly. Yeah. I was taking like 30-second naps in between the commercial breaks. So I was just like, Freddie, please just get this game over with. I mean, it had to be one of those. It was only a matter of time, it felt like, until one of the Dodgers players sent the yard. There's so many close calls. And part of me is like, man, it would be awesome for this game to keep going. Like, I love that aspect of it. But I was way more tired this morning than I would have thought, because some other nights I'll, like, they always say doom scroll, and I'll do that till like 1 a.m. But for some reason, like, an extra hour and just like kicked my ass this morning. I don't know, man, but hell of a game regardless.
Every fly ball to the warning track just like took years off my life. Like every single ball that went to the wall and was caught by Dalton Varsho, a piece of me died every single time.
The innings kept going and going, I was like, this is just awesome. And then, I don't know, 1:00 a.m. came around, and I was like, okay, I'm just done. I'm done. Can we just wrap this up? And then it got to the 18th, and I was like, all right, I kind of want this to go 19, just for the fact that I'm watching the longest World Series game ever. And then Freddie walked it off. The wildest thing for me that I kept noticing as the innings went on was not only did we get a full second game, which we're spoiled, we get 8 games this series, boys, was how much momentum the Blue Jays had in those first couple extra innings, and then it vanished. I live bet the Blue Jays to win that game. I just put a couple bucks on it because I'm like, they have all the momentum every single, 10th, 11th, 12th. And then when Kershaw was in, I think I bet it after that. I was like, they're going to score the little next inning. I'm shocked that it just went poof. Maybe it was because they had to take out all their studs and they went with Shaw and blah, 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 and who, just like their entire lineup. But even with those guys, they've always been the don't count us out team. And I couldn't believe nobody stepped up. Am I shocked that it wasn't Vlad? Yes, but I was more shocked it was one of those non-big names in that lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Kershaw being able to get out of that with the bases loaded.
I was doing this.
That was remarkable. I can't believe it. He swung way outside the zone as well. I felt the same way at the beginning of extras, and I was kind of monitoring the live betting a tad bit. But then once we got, like we said, after that Kershaw situation, I'm like, all right, that's a huge momentum swing, certainly back toward Los Angeles. But even when the Toronto Blue Jays went back to bat, like the odds were still over -$2 for Los Angeles. So there was no value whatsoever, to where out of principle, I was almost going to back Toronto like you, just based off the plus price and the randomness of what happens in extras. But again, I really wanted to get on Los Angeles even more so because there were so many teases with these deep hits, and you know just how much depth they have in that lineup. And it just felt like after that fiasco that Kershaw got out of, it was going to be the Dodgers, but the books kept pricing it egregiously, and, you know, smart on them in hindsight, but yeah, just no value from a betting perspective, unfortunately.
There were multiple times that I thought Toronto was going to win that game. With the Vlad hand tap, like to take the lead, I was like, all right, Toronto's just going to, they're just going to win the game. Like, it was what we've talked about this entire series. Like, they just have that never say die gritty attitude. And then I know I made the joke that those fly balls by the Dodgers took years off my life, but every single time an inning ended like that, I was convinced the Blue Jays were going to turn around. And to Colby's point, it was going to be Alejandro Kirk again or Addison Barger again. And I think what we're seeing is, like, baseball's so narrative driven. And I know, like, we talk about more in baseball than anything, that narrative matters. When George Springer's out of that lineup, it's like you could just
it's
see
one dangerous bat, and it's Vlad.
You could see that team deflate, though. Like, you could see them, not to use more baseball cliche terms, you see the team lose their heartbeat when Springer goes out. Like, yeah, he's still on the rail and he's still trying to hype the guys up, but you could just see them deflate in the moment. And then they don't have a Shohei. They don't have a Freddie Freeman. I know Mookie Betts looked washed at multiple times last night, and maybe he just is, but they don't have, like Colby said, they only have Vlad. And while these guys, Barger and Kirk and everybody, have been great up to this point, it's kind of what we've always been saying of why the Dodgers are priced the way they are, because push comes to shove. Cool, you're cute, you're plucky, and then you just get dump trucked by Shohei Ohtani or one of these other stars.
Oh my God. I just want to rattle off some winners.
And I sat bolt upright. I was like, you got to be bleeping kidding me right now. Like,
no, the wildest one was when they were like, oh yeah, we just talked to Dave Roberts and they might be going to a positional player. I was going to throw my phone at the TV.
Well,
if
we
Dave
all know
Roberts,
who it would have been too, right? Like, I was dying to see Kike Hernandez
yeah,
take that mound.
Kike Hernandez with a helmet on. What?
I know for the sake of your bet that would have been detrimental. I objectively, with no skin in last night's game, was rooting for that because I heard that too. And my friends and I were texting, but I was appalled. Like, are you kidding me? I mean, come on.
It's offensive.
That would have been electric, though. I mean, I'm sorry.
It would have been the first time in MLB history. That would have been cool to see. But
that would have been great.
You're going to use a positional player for what? You literally have more arms out there. It makes no sense. Now, some winners and losers from last night that we have to talk about. Winners being Tommy Edman making up for that one error. Without Tommy Edman yesterday, they lose that game, even with him having that error that set up for the 3-run home run. Will Klein, absolute dog of the century. I was infatuated how quickly he would go between pitch per pitch. What was it, 5 seconds? It was literally... All right. Literally, I was shocked they didn't have in the production a clock going because they kept talking about how quickly he was going from pitch to pitch. He was locked in. Now, loser of last night, outside of the obvious, Ken Rosenthal mentioning stupid things throughout that game. One in particular, I can't talk. You know what I'm trying to say. The timer, he said something along the lines of, tonight's not as bad for the Blue Jays, but what they got going on tomorrow, like it's not do or die for that team. What are we doing, Ken?
To a point, I get, like, you run out of things to say. Like, you just kind of just kind of
like that 8th inning.
But still, like, that's like, I feel like he ran out of all of his talking points earlier. It's like, how about this weather? Like, it's just like you see the panic set in.
For sure. And you know, speaking of Klein, I thought one of the funnier things with him, and this guy was just, you know, played the game of his life, obviously. He's on the minimum payroll or something like that, I saw. And he's out there laughing. Like, there's runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and he's smiling because he was getting the dirt rubbed off his cleat. Like, this guy just had the absolute stones to go out there, crack a smile, still get out of the inning. Like, that guy was playing with nothing to lose, and that's kind of the way he had to go about it. I mean, respect to him. That's going to be one of those storylines that you look back on in a couple of years where they do the World Series documentaries and all that, and he's certainly going to be a focal point, no question.
Well, did you see his quote after the game, too? He goes, yeah, a month ago, I was sitting at home in Arizona. No shot I thought I'd be here right now. And bam, here's just 4 innings shut down in your eye hole.
Remarkable.
Oh, my God. He was awesome. Yeah, like, all pitchers are lunatics, like Max Scherzer, his own kind of lunatic. Will Klein had his own version of lunatic. He was just a happy-go-lucky guy. He was like, oh, yeah, that ball was a little outside. No big deal. Here comes the next one.
Try again.
I can't believe we got to sit through 6 hours of baseball yesterday.
Almost 7.
And yeah, they kept mentioning it. And I was like, wow, I've been on this couch since 7 p.m. It's 2 a.m. Insanity. Boys, I don't know what you guys expect for tonight, but I initially, just to get into some bets right away, I took the over before I went to bed last night. If you guys have any thoughts on it, I immediately took the over with the amount of arms they've used yesterday, all of them practically. Everyone has seen who's possibly going to throw tonight, besides obviously Shane Bieber and Shohei Ohtani. 7.5 felt a little low. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts.
I was torn on this, man. I mean, because there's both arguments to it, right? But I would certainly lean more toward betting the over, which I assume, your kind of assessment obviously is the depleted pitching, but, you're still kind of keeping that momentum going on the side of Los Angeles, who presumably will do a brunt of that scoring. Yeah, again, it's like, or is it going to be the fatigue that sets in for the offense as well? So you could kind of play both sides, but ultimately I think I would lean with how you're going to play it, or I would specifically more so look with like a Dodgers team total to the over. I'm surprised you're not doing something with the first 5, although I guess then you kind of want to take. All right, fair enough. I was gonna say maybe you want to take advantage of the depleted bullpen a little bit more, but look, Bieber in his limited sample size this entire season, I think still scares me a tad bit in terms of his length that you're going to need him for tonight and his vulnerabilities with being susceptible to the long ball. I mean, that's the bread and butter for Los Angeles, and I think that's a difference maker here as well. So that's why I would be a bit more inclined to specifically hone in on Los Angeles. But yeah, I don't know about the full game. It scares the hell out of me, but I completely get both notions of it.
Yeah, I didn't go full game over. I actually went the first 5 under because I do think this is going to be a slow start. These guys were up, Colby's asking us if we went to sleep. Like, these guys had to shower, do questions, go home. They were up for hours after we were. Like, you're thinking these guys, and granted, it's in LA, so they have a little bit more of a wiggle room here, but still, like, it's a late night for those guys too. I think the offense, at least to start, because Danny, to your point, like, I think Bieber still has a little bit in the tank, at least to start. Like, you get to the 3rd, 4th time through the lineup, then you're in danger. Yeah. And we know what Shohei is. So I think early, like first 3 under, first 5 under, both plays that I put in. And then if you want to, I think then once you get to the bullpen and you want to bet the over, especially if it's low scoring to that point, you're probably going to get some hashtag value. So I think it's low scoring early, and then you probably see some runs late.
To answer Danny's question, I am, of course, on the Dodgers first 5 team total over 2.5, only because
2.5 now.
It's even money. Only because it's even money. If I had to pay any juice, I was not going to bet it. So I'm on 2 overs essentially. I'll go into it. The Dodgers also have 5 elite rated hitters taking on Bieber. 1 great, so 6 top bats. Last 5 road games, which is the entire season, including postseason for Bieber, 4 ERA, 4.17 expected ERA. 51% hard contact allowed, 15% barrel rate. Hitters have a 260 expected batting average, 505 x slugging, 331 x WOBA. Bieber's getting murked by right-handed hitters. Last 30 faced, 568 ERA, 889 expected ERA, 56% hard contact, 28% barrel, 506 home run per 9. Hitters have a 533 expected batting average, 1119 x slugging, 505 WOBA. I like Danny said, I think it is, if anyone, all Dodgers scoring most of this tonight. However, back in my mind, Shohei's coming off an absolute gem pitching-wise and hitting-wise. I would not be surprised if he has a bit of a down game with throwing tonight.
You would kind of think that, but this guy's just super.
But I didn't know. I know it's either one or the other.
Did you see the video in the locker room? Like they were talking about the next game. Like this guy got on base 8 times. They're talking about today's game, and he's there, like pitching, smiling on his face, like mimicking what he's gonna do. The guy's a psychopath. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna fade him. It sounds so like obvious and chalky, but like, man, I just got so much more faith in him and his unreal abilities right now than Bieber. And to Jake's point, I mean, like you said, the third, fourth time around the order, I think that's when he gets absolutely pummeled. And you just talk about how well these hitters are rated for the Dodgers, Colby, too. Like it's the obvious thing, but it just adds up so nicely for Los Angeles. And you think about how late they played. Those guys get to go home to their actual houses and their spouses, and they get to be comfortable as opposed to going to the hotel room pissed off that you lost the game in 18 innings, tired as hell, knowing that you potentially lost your best offensive weapon or one of them in Springer. Like that takes a mental taxing toll on a team like Toronto to where it just adds up so nicely for the Dodgers.
Yeah, here's Miles Straw instead of George Springer. Awesome. Great. Isn't everybody excited about that?
Oh my God. I was wondering, just, you know, in like college sports or just other sports where we're like, it's a get right spot after an emotional win. But with baseball, with playing literally today, it feels like the complete opposite. And you just take all of the energy and any ounce of confidence out of that locker room with the Blue Jays. I don't know. I would not be shocked if they do come out firing and they have a good game because everyone's exhausted. But is Springer fully out tonight? Is Bo playing?
It seems like Springer's definitely out, and I think Bo is a maybe.
That may ruin the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's over anyway. Like, and also you have to consider like that atmosphere. If Shohei Ohtani goes out there and strikes out the first Blue Jays batter, whether it's Springer or whoever else, that place is going to be a madhouse. Yeah. And then that's like a daunting spot too. Like it's not going to be easy for the Blue Jays. I think I mean, Danny, you and I haven't talked personally about this, but me and Colby were big on the Dodgers. Like we've been betting the Dodgers for 3 weeks now. I think the Blue Jays are kind of dead in the water. And if Springer is not going to play in this game, buddy, like, I think it's over.
Yeah. And I mean, like we talked about it too. Like, you know, that game 1 was a must win for Toronto, as crazy as that is to say. It was the fact of the matter. And last night is the same thing when you get the Dodgers with their backs against the wall and you're just going blow for blow with them, but you get their bullpen depleted. You had Kershaw just up against the ropes in his own right, and you couldn't take advantage. Like it's the air goes out of the balloon for them, right? Like that's unfortunately the way sports works a lot of the times, especially when it's in a David versus Goliath scenario. You couldn't take advantage of the 50-50 toss-up opportunities. So now for the people who hate that the huge favorite is just going to roll, unfortunately, that's what's going to come to fruition.
Hypothetical, Blue Jays win last night. What do we think the series is looking like today? Like, do we still have confidence in the Dodgers, or do you think that would have really
make the big difference? That's the scary part.
I know. I
don't think it would have changed the line at all because Ohtani on the mound, you're still like you're gonna have to lay minus 200 with Ohtani regardless.
100%. Producer Matt mentions if Shohei shoves tonight, what do we think his MVP odds are going to be when it's currently minus 300?
A billion.
Yeah, minus 25.
They take off the prop.
Right.
Honestly, yeah. Like already they're hanging numbers out there. Like Vlad Jr.'s 11-1. They're already trying to get you to bite a little bit with some of these big numbers. Yeah. I think we're getting into territory where even if the Blue Jays somehow win this series, and I don't even think they will, there's a case to be made that Ohtani wins anyway. Especially if he shoves tonight.
Man, I don't know. I'm a little bit salty that it's like Ohtani's the obvious winner for all these things. Like that kind of takes a little bit of the fun and value out of it. But at the same time, you got to respect just the pure greatness of it. Because Colby, when we talked last week, like, you know, and it's just me being a little bitter, but a little pizza money bet on like Freddie Freeman, most hits and RBIs. And just to see someone else in there would be a cool storyline. But man, I mean, what Ohtani's been doing, again, it's just, even if you took out the pitching, like, you know, he's still going to be the front runner there, no doubt.
Let me throw this question at you guys then, because I do think that there's a way And there's, to me, it's Ohtani, and there's really only one other person that could possibly win it on the Dodgers. And I think we can all agree it's obviously Freddie Freeman. Like, if Ohtani, let's say, only goes 5 today, and he allows a couple, like, it's just mediocre. And I think to the point we made earlier, like, there's going to be natural regression. He's not going to pitch and hit as well as he did in that closeout game against the Brewers. He could still be good. Like, let's say he goes 5, allows 2, and strikes out 7. Let's just say it's by Ohtani standards on the mound, it's mediocre. And let's say he goes 1 for 4 with a double or whatever. And if, let's say, it's another walk-off for Freddie Freeman. That's the path, though, right? Like, Freddie Freeman has to have at least one more walk-off, and Shohei Ohtani has to be aggressively mediocre on the mound tonight. But it's something worth thinking about. Like, at least if you want to try and find the hashtag value, that's the only other option I could see for betting a Dodger player not named Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I think you're right. It has to be Freeman because it is an award a lot of times based on recency bias, based on narratives. So even if someone else kind of, say got more hits than Freddie Freeman, but he had the 2 clutch ones or came up in those big scenarios, then yeah, that would be the only other outlet for someone to overcome Ohtani. And yeah, I mean, maybe if you get Ohtani, not like if he goes, say, like, I mean, you would assume he goes 5 because they need him to, but gives up about like 3 runs. Maybe even just like a single or something like that. You're still going to need another below average performance, I think, in the next game. And then Freddie to maybe go like 3 for 5 in one of these spots. If he's not getting a clutch hit, like that would be the way to do it. But what are Freeman's odds at? Is he like 11-1 or like 15-1?
I'm waiting for the ticker. I'm waiting for the ticker.
15 this morning.
I'm taking Shane Bieber 150-1.
Freddie Freeman. I see a 55.
55. Wow. I mean,
it's not, now it's like, whoa.
It's not a bad look.
And the thing is, there's a lot of discrepancies out because there's as low as 14 and there's as long as 55. So nobody knows what to do.
And Kadar placed the bet.
Amazing.
Attaboy, Kadar. Now, I was talking to the founder developer of Batters-Box, Michael Montgomery, this morning, and he was picking my brain on the over-under, like I mentioned, but he also asked me about pitchers over-under outs. And I told him I would fully stay away because he was leaning with the over because, like, they need them to stay out there, yes, but it's also the World Series, so I could also see that leash being as long and as short as these managers want them. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts. I said it's a fully stay away
both of these
spot.
managers are constantly sitting there hovering over the eject button on these starters. Both of these managers are skittish. Both of these managers need a Lexapro sandwich whenever they're in the dugout because there's like they want to grab that phone so bad every time.
Yeah, that's an interesting what are they listed at if you have it in front of you? Like 15 and a half? Higher?
I would assume so. I believe
Shohei was at 15.
I'll look up Bieber's. Bieber's is 15.5. Over is plus 125. Under minus 160.
I mean, here's the thing. I would probably want to be more involved with Bieber's, even though I still think, we're all kind of on the consensus that if a pitcher is going to get
Shohei 18.5.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
18. Yeah, once you get over 18, that just I never really want to take any overs on the pitching outs. But Bieber's.
You want to know what the price on the under is?
Oh,
minus 185.
Yeah, I was gonna get minus $1.70. Yeah, no, forget that. And with like Bieber again, you need him to go there. The Dodgers at least have some bullpen depth too. Again, this was a huge conversation of why the Dodgers were this sizable favorite because they have just a plethora of arms to throw out there. Like Yamamoto was warming up, and they talked about Kershaw maybe even going again. I mean, it's his last stint. Why not just leave it all out there if you're the Southpaw veteran and Kershaw? So, I think Bieber at 15 and a half years, like that makes a lot more sense to go over on his.
Yeah, especially because Toronto used both teams used all of their guys, but like Toronto used their guys early. Like Varland came out there early. Little obviously ended the game for you, or I guess for the Dodgers rather. But I think that was the first thing that popped in my mind too. Like Kershaw threw 8 pitches. Like I know you don't feel good about it if you have to send him out there for 2 or 3 innings, but Kershaw, you can theoretically get 3-4 innings out of him. You're not going to feel good about it, but it theoretically could happen. And I'm sure like Will Klein's been rested for a month. He's probably, like we said, psycho. He's probably like, yeah, throw me out there again. Let's go. Let's rock.
He
I have
probably
much
said
more
that on
faith
the
in
way
Dodgers.
out when they were going down to the clubhouse.
He
Like,
probably
"Hey, coach,
slept there. He probably
you need
slept
me?"
in his locker.
He was probably like, "Hey, coach, if you need me tomorrow or later today, I should be good. I just need a nap." But if Kershaw comes in again, I don't know how you guys felt when Kershaw originally came in.
I thought it was over.
This
I
was
thought it
me.
was over.
This was me. Full puckered. Tight butthole.
I mean, what flashed in front of my eyes when Kershaw's on the mound, like Matt Adams, Matt Carpenter, the last 10 years of Clayton Kershaw postseason meltdowns flashed in front of my eyes. Like, I'm sure most people felt that way, but maybe you get some pitcher of destiny, one last ride magic out of him if you need him for 2 or 3 innings.
I've always been a Kershaw guy. Like, hated that he would just crumble in the postseason. Yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, like all these guys like that have to carry their team in the regular season, of course they're not going to be fully 100% when they've been the most dominant thing at their position for an entire 160 games. But obviously he doesn't pitch every day. But oh my God, last night when I saw him warming up, I go, it's over. Yeah, it's over. I was like this in between pitches. I'm like, here it comes. And then they followed off, and I'm like, all right, I can watch.
If I'd still had any cognitive function enough to function in my phone, I would have probably been betting the Blue Jays. Thankfully, I didn't.
I was trying to, but the prices were terrible.
Yeah, right. And Danny brought that up earlier. Like the books know too. Like the Dodgers, just how they are, you're never gonna get a good price on the Dodgers. Like maybe you did for a second when the Blue Jays took that late lead, but I imagine it didn't stay up long.
Yeah, nothing really worth. But at that point, it was just like taking a stab on who was going to have the game-winning home run was really only something that you could kind of flirt with. But yeah, I was kind of the same way. I kept thinking that in my mind, and then I didn't have the actual function in my brain to go and look and do it personally. But kind of an interesting spot. You're talking about those outs recorded once again. If someone out there, or even us, obviously, like fall in line with Jake's assessment, which I do, that the first 5 leaning toward the under. With Bieber over 15.5 outs at plus money, there's the correlation there. Certainly. I mean, ideally you'd get 14.5, but I don't even know if that's being offered. And if it is, you're going to have to be laying a pretty penny, but I would certainly feel confident in that. It's kind of one of those things where you can't be trigger happy if you're the manager in this game because of how much you taxed your bullpen. And I mean, Bieber may be struggling, but you still rather trust him to get out of the situations than just completely screw yourself throughout that relief staff. At least, that's how I would look at it. But yeah, that now that we're talking about the outs recorded, it is kind of tempting. I kind of like the approach there.
I was thinking about that with Bieber too. Like John Schneider, I know I made the joke that both these managers love to go to the bullpen, but they can't use it. Like you're setting yourself up for failure. And let's be honest, there's a chance that Shane Bieber, we've seen it already a couple times this postseason, you might get vintage Bieber. He's had moments where he's had full starts where he's looked great. And so you add in the fact that, hey, Shane, we need you to go out there. Like we got nobody else. Like you're going to throw Little out there again? You're going to throw Varland out there again? You're going to throw Hoffman out there for multiple innings? I think you got to. I think Bieber's going to have a decent leash here because you don't really have a lot of other options.
It's not a bad look. Now, another look that you guys know I always go to is the walks, the live walks, and you got to hone in.
That worked out nice for you, Colby. You were betting it in the late game.
Boy, so I wanted to do a little lesson because when you do the live betting of the walks when you're in a good spot, like Shohei, I don't know, hitting 2 doubles and 2 home runs in a game, obviously he's going to get walked in a situation like that, but they're never gonna. I'm still shocked they threw to him where they threw 4 straight balls. I still can't believe they pitched to him. That is the only time you will cash the live at bat unless he gets hit, because they void intentional walks, which leads me to my point of if you want to get in on this prop, you have to go and find the live over half or over 1.5 walks live, which is you only want it plus money. Don't be paying juice unless it's pregame for this. Yeah. But if you're doing it live, it's going to be plus money, and you're in a good spot regardless. So it's good value. So bet that, and also bet the next at bat in case they missed their spot and they hit him. I got lucky with Vlad. They were pitching to him and they threw too far inside, and I cashed on the hit by pitch on the live at bat walk. So be aware
Do you think they're going to pitch to Ohtani at all
today?
today?
That is where I was going with this whole topic because I don't know how you can. I mean,
Schneider said after the game, sometimes you just got to take the bat out of his hands.
I would be. It would only be in the first at bat. It honestly depends on how Shohei does.
Intentional walk would be crazy to start the bottom of the first inning.
I looked up the price of his walk today. Take a wicked guess what the price is for half a walk tonight.
I mean, it has to be a juice to hell. Minus 150.
190. That's where you wait for it to be live.
Yeah, I mean, how can you disagree with that price though? Like you can't disagree with it. It's right. Schneider's telling you that they're going to try and mitigate him having the bat in his hand.
It's 100% right. I might take his first at bat walk just because of the idea of they're most likely not going to intentional walk him. They're just going to figure him out and pitch around him. Yeah. I don't know if you have any thoughts, Danny.
I was looking up Ohtani's odds to not hit a home run tonight because I saw one of the books had it below 2-1. But I was
don't do that.
You're sick.
Well, again, it wasn't worth the price that I found in the two-way, like the one book that does the two-way market. It was still like minus $3. But sometimes in the past, you've gotten like under $2 for him to do it, and I would actually entertain that. I would lay chalk upwards of like minus 190 on Ohtani not to hit a home run tonight, just based on all the circumstances surrounding this, with him more focused on pitching, them, like you guys are mentioning, not even pitching to him in the first place, and the fatigue factored in. That would be a play I would be willing to lay the vig on, but again, not over like $2. But unfortunately didn't find that. But I was curious if it was going to be a decent price. Was not.
Would anyone ever bite on Ohtani 2+ home runs at 1750?
Again, like tonight? No. I don't
really.
So.
You would everything we've seen in the last week, and you're saying
only because of how I don't. If he hits one, I don't see them throwing to him again.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right.
Right. Yeah. If he hits one, there's no chance they're pitching to him.
They're just gonna say see ya.
Mm-hmm.
I do think someone does go yard today, and they almost did yesterday.
You could say that about a million of those. There are a million balls to the warning track. I like, I'm
boosted the bases, by the way. Boosted the bases. So, like I mentioned before on how bad Bieber's getting against right-handed hitters, I think getting those prices are awesome. Yeah. And Will Smith has great trends. 19 elite ratings, 2 hits, 32% of the time, home runs 26% of the time, over the bases prop 58% of the time. Matches up against every single Shane Bieber pitch in his arsenal. I think that's a great spot for Will Smith to make up for what he missed yesterday.
I'm in on this. I have the bases as well because Colby, Will Smith, 2 for 3 with a double against Shane Bieber in his career.
Matt, get him off my screen. Matt, get him off my screen. That is not a stat. It's not even relevant.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking right at it.
That is not even relevant. That's like saying, dude, I can't even say
563 expected slugging, Colby. Come on. 3 plate appearances.
And the problem with Danny, the problem with Jake saying this is there are people out there that will look at that and be like, yup. That's not a stat. And there's nothing
I do it just to piss you off now. It's so funny. It makes me
it's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to player props. It's like, oh yeah, he really got against him. What's stopping him from going 0 for 38 in his next 38 at bats? Literally nothing. Literally nothing.
That being said, I still like the bases in the home run.
Thank you. I mean, at 168, how can you not like the bases?
That's a really good price. I'm in on that.
Somehow it always ends up, Colby, I think when we do a show together, you end up with a wager on Will Smith because you end up singing Action Star and doing the rap every single time. So it seems a little intentional, but I dig it.
Danny,
it's a subconscious bit.
Right.
Thank you for reminding me because I totally forgot about Action Star.
He's treated you well this season, I feel like. I've heard it a lot.
Who was the lefty on the mound when he hit it to the warning track? I was literally saying he's going to hit a home run here. It's a lefty against him. He loves left-handed pitchers. I was like, here it comes. And then he hit it to the wall. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I bet that?
I don't know. It was one of us on the mound at that point, I think. They're just making phone calls.
Who is it? Is Louis Varland a lefty?
Yeah, right.
It was Varland, I think.
I think it was. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but I'm checking now just to make sure because we're very professional on the show, and God forbid we ever get anything wrong.
I mean, everyone else gets stuff wrong.
What? No, this is betting content. You're never wrong. Don't you know that?
Yeah, 2 for 3. The other lean with righties that have good ratings today on Batters-Box was Teoscar, but I didn't like how he matched up against Bieber's pitches.
Mhm.
Although I wouldn't hate a Bieber Teoscar Hernandez hit parlay since Teoscar Hernandez was seeing the ball very well yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it was like plus 107 on some books. So you could probably get a better number if you can boost it. I would suggest boosting that if you want a more watered down, safer way to bet tonight. That could be the silly goose parlay of the day for those out there that need that. I don't think I'm going to add any more player props. I already have the over at 7.5, the Dodgers team total in the first 5, 2.5 at even money, and then Will Smith galore. What are you guys on? I know, Jake, you have to go soon, but
yeah, you got like 5 more minutes of my time. No big deal. Not to put any pressure. But no, I like I said, you guys, I like the unders. I already played the first 5 and first 3 under. I do like the Will Smith angles, both the home run and the bases. You could still get Kike Hernandez to get ahead at like minus 120. Is anybody paying attention? I know he's not going to win World Series MVP anymore because, Shohei Ohtani is really, really good. I was dying for Kike Hernandez to walk off that game last night. Had multiple opportunities, by the way.
And then he took him out.
I still like him to get ahead. I still think that's a good price for him, minus 120. If that was this morning. Chop around, find the best number, but I like that too. And now, but the thing is, guys, because we've been talking about the Dodgers for 35 minutes, and it's been all Dodgers angles. It's been the overs and the Dodgers to win and Dodgers player props. I feel like we got to bet some Blue Jays to homer because if Springer doesn't play, especially, somebody random is going to hit a homer and step up in that spot. Whether it's Kirk again, Addison Barger is somebody I'm obsessed with after this postseason just because he's sleeping on Davis Schneider's couch and Davis Schneider's wife is like, yep, he's still there. It's been 2 weeks. He's still on our couch. I'm obsessed with him, but I would be open to hearing a case for anybody on the Blue Jays because I don't think they're going to roll over and die. Like we've seen this so far through 3 games only, and granted they're down 2-1. They've lost 2 out of those 3 games. Famously, that's how math works. Good job, Jake. Only like I speak for a living. Anyway, like it's just that's what they show you. They don't just roll over and die. They don't get blown out. So I feel like taking some Blue Jays angles, player props aren't a bad idea, and you're going to get good prices because the Ohtani factor.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely like the Barger angle. Obviously, he's performing tremendously better against right-handed pitching. 115 weighted runs created plus, 69 nice against lefties. But you look at his OPS too, huge difference there. ISO 231. So yeah, if there is a time to maybe take something with a Blue Jays guy, I would have more faith with Barger. And I feel like obviously, you're not going to get as much value on a guy like Vladdy because that's going to be factored in, kind of like how it always is with Shohei, right? When you get the signature marquee type of players and without potentially Springer in the lineup, kind of, taking a hit on those odds as well, that would probably be the direction I would go. You're right, though. I mean, this is where we're certainly going to find out just how much pedigree, how much fight this Toronto team has. And really, if they do have that clawing underdog mentality that we've seen game after game throughout the season and like they like to label themselves as. But yeah, that's probably who I would lean toward. I don't know if I would bet it, but I also don't dabble as much in the player props as you guys do. So I would take your word for it over mine.
Plus 550 is the best price I see for Barger tonight.
Wow.
Anyone want to buy Miles Straw 16-1 to hit a homer?
Nope. No, I don't.
They get one run in the game and it comes from him.
Oh God, imagine.
As the notorious first 5 team total better, I would be lying if I said I did not lean with the Blue Jays first 5 over 1.5. Mind you, plus 105 for 2 runs. Which
Isn't that a blind bet for you though? 1.5 and plus money.
Oh, it nearly is, Danny. It nearly is. But if I add another first 5 team total bet or another over the day, I just know it's going to bite me in the ass. Because there's no way somebody who bets over the game, team total, both team over, is cashing all 3 of those.
And then
plays.
it's just a 1-0 final.
Right.
Oh, with a what did you say? Miles Straw home run.
Yep.
Straw solo home run, Blue Jays win, and we all just lose.
Yep. walk off in the 12th inning because, of course,
Yeah.
it's going to go
Right.
extras again.
I would actually love that. That'd be amazing.
Oh my God. Jake, I know you got to go. Let the people know where they can find you. And if you had any other plays you didn't get to mention off your chest.
I'll just rehash first 3 under, first 5 under. I'm going to look at the live over once these starters come out of the game because how could you not? I like Will Smith over 1.5 total bases, like a sprinkle on him to hit a home run. And I'm going to add Barger home run. That my gut, this is a gut play. I got nothing for you other than it just feels right, especially if Springer's out. At Jake_Hassan on Twitter, Hassan to spell my last name, not 2 S's, not Hanson. Hassan, Hassan. See you guys next time. It was always a pleasure. I love you all.
Later,
See you, Jake. What a guy. And then there were 3 still because we have producer Matt. Shout out to producer Matt. Danny, I'm so excited for tonight.
I hope it goes to extras again, like you were saying. That would just be uncanny because you're right. It would make a lot of sense for it. I mean, obviously, you know, we're rooting for your over, but I could see it just being an absolute stinker to where it's 2-2, 1-1, something like that, getting into extras. And how demoralizing would that be as a Blue Jays fan to get there yet again?
I felt so bad for all of them. I follow a lot of Blue Jays fans. As much as I just want to see the Dodgers just end this thing, I do want it 7 games. I do want the panic in the back of my head knowing you might not get this. But like I mentioned last week when I gave it out, I wouldn't be upset because I'd be spoiled with arguably the best series ever.
Right.
Anything that goes 7, you could argue is the best series ever. And yesterday, I'm recency bias. That's the best baseball game I've ever seen. The amount of up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I don't think I've ever when Kershaw came out, I was in a literal panic. I go, this is over with. This is over with. And tight after tight. And then, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, every inning after that was so weird. Like the amount of momentum the Dodgers should have had after every dominating half inning that their reliever had, and then they just came out 1, 2, 3. I was like, what was the point of getting out of that inning anyway? Like you might as well not even have gone up to the plate. Like how many pop-ups were there?
Right.
A million. Everyone was trying to play hero ball. And I would think after the 12th inning, wouldn't you be telling your guys, just get some base hits? Stop trying to kill the ball. And then, of course, Smoltz wouldn't stop talking about it. I was thinking about it. Like, I completely agree. But the amount of hero ball that was trying to be played yesterday was kind of like, can we stop? Just get some doubles, like aim for something. And I know a double's basically just a missed home run. And Tommy Edman missed it. Will Smith missed it. And name another guy. Freddie Freeman missed it in his at-bat prior. What a great game. I'm not over it. I'm not over it.
It was outstanding. And, man, I mean, again, it's just like, as a Blue Jays fan or even just a member of that team, like you can't take a breath comfortably against this Dodgers line. You know, when you watch like extras or games that are coming down to the wire and it's like you're kind of on your phone watching it and like you're going back and forth and you're like, yeah, whatever. They'll get past this guy, bottom of the order. You can't blink when the Dodgers are up to bat because anybody is capable of going yard at any given moment in that lineup. And that's how it felt every single inning in extras last night, especially with all those warning shots. And they kept saying, right, I mean, a little bit of a chillier day. If it's warmer, that's going out, no problem, which it seemed like it was going to be a warmer temperature tonight.
90 today, yeah.
Yeah, which helps your case certainly for more long balls and getting the total to get toward the over. But, yeah, I mean, and I think you stay up all night, 18 innings, you lose. You know it's coming at some point if you're a Blue Jays fan, having to stay up that late. Oh, that is just
especially you're on the East Coast.
I know, yeah. 3
Producer Matt's on the East Coast.
Awful.
I'm like, that was 3 a.m. It was over with.
Yeah.
East Coast time. What is that Pacific time? Was it midnight?
1 a.m. 2 hour difference from us or from East? From us. From East Coast, it would be midnight, like you were saying.
Jesus. I mean, yeah. What time do you think they got out of there? That was another thing I wanted to mention. I wish I could have brought on somebody who's pitch like a Jensen Lewis, like bring him on and ask him like, hey, what's like protocol here? What is Dave Roberts? What is Schneider doing like with the guys? Like, hey, sleep in tonight. I'll see you guys. What's the protocol there? I mean, it's not like football where you got to go over some stuff before the game. It's kind of like show up and just get warmed up.
Yeah, I feel like, again, for the Dodgers, such an advantage of being in your home city there because you.
But that LA traffic, Danny, I don't think it was smooth.
That's fair.
Guitar.
Yeah, you can't just casually stroll up to the game. That does suck, actually. But yeah, I mean, like, again, you're like kind of sulking all over it if you're Toronto in a hotel room, just trying to like, how do you get your mind off of things? And you can't really not being around again. Like, I mean, maybe they have some of their family there and stuff because it's the postseason, but it's like, I think mentally that just really takes a toll on them to where, and here's another potential angle as well. Again, if you like Colby's assessment, think it's going to be a high scoring game. If Toronto doesn't get the first run on the board, it sounds hyperbolic, but they're kind of screwed in this game because I think that, just completely dampens their mood even more so. They got to make the statement early, especially against the best player in baseball in Shohei Ohtani, whether it's a Vladdy long ball, somebody long ball, something. And if not, if you get something from Los Angeles, well, the momentum increases, obviously, home crowd there, but then your just spirits diminish on the side of Toronto where they're already mentally and physically fatigued. So maybe then you live bet Los Angeles with the alternate run line, and it could just be an absolute bloodbath from them, or at least where they could cover 2.5 runs because you're not really getting any value that much on the standard run line right now. So, yeah, maybe something adjusted like that could be the move in terms of the in-game opportunity.
I just think it's wild how we can just go back and forth with like, it's demoralizing. You probably didn't get any sleep, but also like I was wired after the game. I couldn't go to sleep right away. And if you're the Dodgers, how do you go to sleep?
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
Freddie Freeman, how do you go to sleep? Hey, I just hit another walk-off home run. Like they interviewed Shohei after the game and they're like talking about it. And he's just like, I want to hurry up and go to bed. Like he was ready for bed, which is funny being like, I just want to go to sleep. But it's going to be interesting to see. I could see 3 runs tonight. I could see 15.
Mm-hmm. Right. It doesn't feel like it's going to be an in-between normal game by any stretch of the imagination.
No. Also, a funny thing that I keep thinking, or I thought about last night was, why did Shohei put all the gear on? I kept thinking about that. I'm like, is it disrespectful if he doesn't put the gear on?
Yeah, I guess you just got to be prepared, right?
Take one pitch and see, and then put the gear back on.
They were talking about that on the broadcast too, right?
I don't think I heard him mention it, but like he's got double shin pads, elbow pads, wrist pad, hand pad.
Yeah.
You couldn't just have like the bat boy bring it to you if they threw you a pitch?
Time out. Let me put everything on.
Because like it's just so much. Here. Well, it's the whole arm, and then it's the double shin.
Like, guess it's just a routine thing at that point,
Yeah.
Superstition too, maybe.
Yeah, I hate his walk-up song though. I can't think it's I'm feeling good. I hate hearing Schmaltz made a really good comment saying if this is a great night if you like your walk-up song.
Oh geez, yeah.
10 at bats. They said over 100 at bats. I was like, that sounds wrong. And then I'm like, probably isn't. 100 at bats.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. I
couldn't imagine playing that. I was also thinking, does the production crew get a bonus?
No. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they definitely are getting screwed out of that. You got to think.
Oh my God. We got 10 minutes, folks. Let's see. 108 outs in 18 innings. Matt, that's nuts. The series has been awesome. The whole postseason has been awesome. I'm just worried that with the injuries with the Blue Jays, I know this feels like a Dodgers love show, but it's just the facts. But if Bo and or Springer's out tonight, the morale it's either on the floor or like Jake alluded to with them don't count us out type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see what this team is. I was just looking to see if they drop the lineup or not, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like all this mental toll being placed on them just continuing to be depleted, and that's gonna just kill you even further. Obviously not having a lethal weapon in the lineup, but knowing you're some of these other guys that you have to step up every single time you're at the plate, and you can't lean on some of your clutch hitters as often as you could in the past. And the guy who got you here with the most clutch hit that we've seen in the postseason, at least I mean, obviously Freddie's was, but like Springer hitting that 3-run bomb is arguably more clutch. But still, man, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's tough for Toronto. And I was trying to find like some stats and stuff, like how these games have fared the next day, you know, when it goes so deep, but it's not really a sample size you can work off of, because obviously it's a rare thing for a game to go that deep. When
Just
it has
one
in the
other
past,
time.
yeah, when it has in the past, it's often in regular season games before, you know, the rules been changed and with positional pitchers eventually going in. So you can't really take anything away that much. It's all speculation of how are they going to be mentally? How does a home team respond? How many runs usually get scored? All this, and that. It's really tough to gauge, man, but it still just seems very hard to make an argument to back Toronto. And I would love to, because it just feels sickening to wanting to lay the run line here with the Dodgers, but that's the only spot I see worth a play, along with the potential for Shane Bieber to get over his outs. And I like Jake's assessment with the first 5 under. I think that's a viable route. That's kind of what I was considering originally as well. But the total in general just scares the hell out of me, because we could keep making things back and forth. Ultimately, I do agree with what you're saying. It just seems like the safest thing, though, is to choose the team that has shown us time and time again they are the better squad. They have a lot more things going right in their advantage. So that's where I think I would only have to go with the Dodgers on the run line, man.
Is you locking that in as your best bet?
I might as well. I mean, if there's a play that I'm giving out today, it's going to be that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
One.
Well, my best bet is going to be the one I locked in at 2:05 a.m. this morning.
No, that's a good number, too, because it's 8 all over the board now as well. So that was a good snag.
I was like, I have to get after this. I'm like, I'm going to take it if there's a 7 or something out there. But seeing all those arms, every arm has been exposed in game 3. You're going to see them again in game 4 tonight, excluding the obvious starters.
Yep.
So you have more information. You have all the data you need on these guys. I think it's more of an advantage for the hitters in this game, unless they're just gassed. As we keep going back and forth on, I would much rather take offenses that have seen arms multiple times and in a series. So I think this is a great spot for the over. I think it's just going to be an overall great game. Since it's plus money, the data's there. Shane Bieber just has terrible numbers. He could shove, he could not. Also, just love taking any guy he struggles against in right-handed hitters. Let me mention it again. 5.68 ERA, 8.89 expected ERA, allowing 56% hard contact, 28% barrel percentage, 5.06 home run per 9. Hitters are batting, expected batting of over 530, 11.19 X slugging, 5.05 WOBA, and then Will Smith has great trends when elite, and I just think this is a great spot.
And you know what? Kind of another case to be made for backing the over. You think about these guys being tired, but when you're stepping up in the batter's box, it's you versus the world, it feels like, right? Obviously, it's a one-on-one battle there, but all eyes are on you. Like, that's when your adrenaline's coming alive, and that's when you can get that additional energy. So I would almost say that, you know, the weariness isn't going to be as fluential for the hitters. I mean, certainly it is with the pitchers. We know this because they're taxed, but just for lack of sleep, saying like, yeah, you're going to get that adrenaline bump in the first inning, but you're out there constantly. It's not just this one situation where you're up there to bat and you could use that to your advantage like the hitters can. So I think that's kind of another added reason for why this could lean more toward a higher scoring game and, you know, hopefully favors your bet.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we have anything else to add on to this. Game 4 should be unbelievable. Game 3 was unbelievable. This whole series, this whole postseason has been unbelievable. You guys have been unbelievable for putting up with us for the last 2 hours. Well, me for the last 2 hours, Danny for the last 50-ish minutes. We will be live later today with Puckett. Go tune into that later if you need hockey. This has been the Pickoff, and as always, let's sweep the God blessing card. See you guys.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this. What you know about